Okay, call the order. The meeting of the Park Board of the City of Connersville, Indiana is now in session. Well, Van, they've got you saying the Pledge of Allegiance again this time. So, will you do that for us, please?
Sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Catherine, would you go ahead and call the roll, please?
Sure. Dane Lashua,
Here?
Scott Kiefaber,
Here.
Amy Hammonds,
Here.
Carrie Pfeiffer,
Here.
Ann Kirshner,
Here.
Harold Gordon.
Alrighty. Reading in the minutes, any additions or corrections? Yours were not correct, but I believe mine, did you have any?
I found a couple of apostrophe errors.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we'll accept the minutes as is for right now. I'll need a motion to,
I'll make a motion.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Okay, minutes accepted. All right, let's move on to new business. We have resolution 2022-22 and through 2022-27. Looks like we're just moving some more money around, isn't that correct?
Yes, it's just winding down to the time of year when we're just trying to keep all our line items positive.
Okay, and we're moving from park electricity to park pool. We're moving from repair of buildings to improve swimming pool. And
I think you got an old
Yeah.
one.
there's the,
Concessions.
No, this one.
nah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't flip off far enough. There we go. There we go. So we're moving from park concessions field to park concessions pool, park concessions field to park concessions soccer, moving from pool chemicals to pool sanitation and what's that other one?
Institution.
Okay. All right. And we're moving from park water and sewer to park repair of building, park repair of equipment to park repair of building, and then park subscription and dues to park refunds, and I think that's the last one.
Yep.
So I need a motion to,
I move we accept these resolutions.
I so move.
okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, resolution is good. All right, now we don't have our sports director here tonight. He's up probably watching the soccer.
He's
isn't he?
at
Yeah, he's at the soccer
Yeah, fun.
championship in the rain.
That's a
in
fun
this
one
wonderful
tonight.
weather.
Yes, I was gonna
We're
say,
out
that's a fun
walking
one
in so
tonight.
cold and they're out there playing soccer. Cold and rainy.
Okay. All right. So we've got a soccer championship tonight. I guess that's where the sports,
Yeah.
that's where
Yes.
we're going to go with sports on
I
that,
just have a
okay?
question. Catherine, do you know, when's the last day for boys rec basketball?
December 1st.
Okay.
So it's Thursday, December 1st by 4.
Okay.
And that's also the deadline for volleyball.
Okay.
I was like, hold on, I know this.
Huh?
Okay, thank you.
We'll move on and go ahead with the superintendent's report.
Wanted to kind of give you guys the same updates I've been giving at the Board of Works and at Council. Do expect the restrooms to be shut down soon, if not by the end of this month, early November. I know that we still get a warm day here and there, but our restrooms are not heated, and we like to get them shut down well before we get terribly cold weather. So we try to do it on more of a monthly schedule than on if it's going to be 80 on Thanksgiving. So do expect that, as well as the fountain is going to get shut down too.
It looks beautiful. By the way, the fountain looks
Doesn't it
really
look pretty?
beautiful.
It really is.
And we will be, the pink light will be changed out in November, but it's pink for breast cancer awareness.
Oh, nice.
Looks really, I saw it the other night and it's really,
It looks
but
good.
wait a minute, because it
The
really looks
landscaping
nice.
looks pretty, and the street department has been a huge help of keeping the area weeded and looking really nice. So the bridge is coming along great. They are getting ready to elevate it, jack it up 2 feet in the air next week.
That'd be cool. Really?
It's going to be really cool. They said it's such a slow process. It will take the better part of 2 days, so it's not going to be like, zoop. It's going to be very slow. But it will be a very cool process to watch. We are still on track to get that done by Christmas time.
Okay.
They said they don't see any issues in that. Even with the water main that we found under the west abutment, it has already been moved, and utilities is tapping the old line into the new. So one crisis got averted.
Good.
Our signs are here. They look really nice. We have new signage going up on all the shelters in Roberts Park. We have new signs for the Miller building, all of our rental buildings, for the pavilion and the Liberty shelter as well. Those will be going up. The guys are going to be working on the framing during this cold weather, so very excited to see those get installed. And along with that, I added on new signage for the kiosks at the trailhead of the trail, as well as the kiosk out at soccer. So I wanted to get it done before soccer ended, but did not. But it will be really cool. And there's even a place, the one out at soccer, we have a place where we can put the kids' pictures. So the champions in each age division, we're going to put their pictures out there. So I think it'll be really neat. The Community Day of Sharing was held on, I forget what day it was on, October 5th. Was that the day? We had a great deal of help. We had 35 volunteers from Howden and Reed come to help the park. We painted so much at Babe Ruth that we ran out. I had 10 gallons of red paint and like 3 gallons of white paint. We ran out of all our paint. They painted...
It looks really nice. We were down there for softball that
It's a
next
huge
weekend.
start. Like,
Yeah.
we're still going to work on more. But it was such a huge help. And a smaller group painted the Kiwanis gazebo at Roberts Park while most everyone else was at Babe Ruth. And that's the gazebo as you come in off Waterloo. And it looks really nice too. It looks really good. I asked Brad Coulter to send us an update for Smalley's, and I didn't get this email to you, but it's not very long, so I will just read it. He does plan to give us, I think he does plan to be here in November to talk more about Smalley's. He says we are in the process of getting a dewatering permit that will allow us to pump to the Whitewater River. We will be installing an interceptor well that if chemicals were to be drawn toward our dewatering, they would be intercepted and mitigated on the north side of the lake. If this is all permitted and moves forward as we expect it will be, we will request that the park board close the park to visitors until after our dewatering is finished, which isn't a huge deal since we typically shut Smalley's down around Thanksgiving anyway because it starts to freeze and things. So the timing is pretty good. The dewatering portion of the project could be 9 months or so. This interceptor would be in the middle of the public areas, and none of us would want the public near the chemical mitigation equipment. By the next park board meeting, I should be able to give you an in-person update that will likely give our direction. These permits can take up to 6 weeks to approve, so I will keep you informed. So, that's
So
a
once they
little,
shut down, it'll be shut down for 9 months.
yeah. But there's not a lot we can do if they're doing stuff with dangerous chemicals. It's really,
And that'll get it back open in the summer.
yeah.
Yeah. July,
Yeah.
August, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's going on at Smalley's. 2nd Street, there is activity going on. The dirt is being moved. Alex is working on cutting the grade. I am not confident in our ability to get that park done this year. I think we are getting into too cold a weather, but maybe not. Maybe things will pick up the pace, but it is moving ahead. We have lots of things stored I think all the equipment has arrived. The shelter is here. So material-wise, I don't think we're going to be waiting on anything. It's just mobilizing the labor. Told you about that. We did go ahead and order the signs that will indicate that the extension off the Nickel Plate Trail is closed until further notice. So there's just really not much more we can do with that, unfortunately. And I will be in, well, Alexandra Flug, the director of the foundation, is aware of that. She's been in the loop of that conversation. So, and the map I ordered for the kiosk actually has taken that portion off. So, unfortunate, but maybe something else will come up in the future. I guess we don't have our TV up. If you get a chance, go to the Fayette community page and go to the park page, because John Paz has been helping me quite a bit getting our portion of the website refreshed.
Oh,
I think
nice.
it's starting to look really good. We've updated things that were out of date. We've updated pictures. We're trying to make it look more, user-friendly, give people more information, especially. So we're not done yet, but we're off to a good start. The Jacko Jaunt went really well. Thank you. Most of you were there. Vane and John did an excellent job parking all the cars. I don't know how many people came, but it seemed like,
It was a lot.
Hundreds.
I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of people. We did raise just over $1,100.
Nice.
So that will go into our trail maintenance fund. And the
We had a lot of community people donate their resources
yeah.
to this.
Yes, we do want
You know,
to
to
thank
make it-
Star Farms for all of our pumpkins, and the folks that donated our straw and hay bales, the Marchands, the Wilhelms, and
Chester.
the Chester Du Bois. So it was a very fun event. And the last thing I have is fall break is next week. We are open for fall break camp, just like summer discovery camp, but just a week long. They are going to the orchard on Wednesday. They already have a field trip planned.
How many are signed up?
We don't have a lot signed up, but that's pretty typical. People just kind of come in on Monday and, oh, I didn't realize you were open. So, but if not, that's okay too. We just kind of do it as a service. So, I think that's all I had.
Okay, very good. Okay, moving on to some old business. I'd like to address some, under the old business, the change of ordinance that we have been addressing and trying to deal with and trying to get pickleball back in the gym. So we had discussed at the last meeting the winter wellness issue. We are trying to move that forward, getting a partnership with some other health institutes, and maybe so that way we can involve a lot more than just one group. I'd like to put it out there that this is the follow-up that I gave to those folks, so that way everybody knows what's going on. And this is basically what it said. The follow-up email that was sent after the meeting required the board to go in a different direction to allow for things to be available in a timely manner for use of the gym. The board decided to change the ordinance and present it to the city council so that all things can be finalized at the next park board meeting, which would have been today. There was no special meeting. The rental ordinance was changed for the gym. Was presented to all board members via email, and everyone has agreed to the change. And that was changing it to the $25 for 2 hours.
Right.
Okay? For use of the John Miller Center gymnasium, basketball practice, volleyball practice, indoor pickleball, indoor soccer practice, yoga. Okay? Standard $25 per 2 hours for general public, and nonprofit rate $50 deposit required. Advanced scheduling is required as well. Okay. So that's all that changed. So basically that took that down from 20 an hour to $25 for 2 hours. Okay? I went on to say we feel that this is more than a fair compromise and should allow pickleball to get in the time that they want into the gym at a very reduced rate. We'll vote on this change at the next park board meeting, which is the 18th of October. Once passed, the ordinance takes effect the next day. We hope this change is satisfactory. The winter wellness program that was brought in by Carrie is a great idea, and we hope to get that going in the very near future. But this was not going to fit into the pickleball timeline of getting them into the gym, and changing the ordinance will give Catherine and the park board the necessary time to develop a winter wellness that is comprehensive for the community. That's what I put out there to them long before any of this happened yesterday. So that was what I shared. I figured that covered everything for them to hopefully understand what we were trying to achieve. Okay, so at this point in time, the vote last night was on first reading, it passed. It did not pass on second reading. So at this point, they
Well, it
tabled.
didn't pass to go to second
Second.
reading. It got suspended.
That confuses me every time.
I know.
So it didn't pass to go to second reading. So that means it got tabled and won't be voted on until the November 7th meeting.
And
Okay?
at that point, it will go right to final
Right.
reading.
Yeah.
And we should be
Right.
done.
And at that point, then we can change, the ordinance will be changed in order for them to pay the lower rate. Right now, it stands that they have to pay the $20 per hour.
Yes.
Okay? I was trying to give them a leg up a little bit, trying to help them out, to help their timeline so they could get in. But unfortunately, things fell apart. Does anybody have any questions on that right now?
I just want to say that the fee schedule that you published is really good. I think it's very clear, and from what I could gather in my review, it's fair.
Yeah.
Really very nice.
I think so too.
I will say that as well. I mean, I think that, it was our goal to not discriminate any group who is wanting to be in there. And so I felt like our proposal was very, very good for all, so.
I would encourage all of you, if you do have the time, to speak with the council members, especially Councilman Collins, Warner, and Williams, as they voted against changing it. I don't know if there are additional questions. I did reach out to the council before the meeting and received no comment or question from anyone. Well, actually, I did receive one question from Jabin, but I thought it was answered. So
Okay.
I know that the pickleball group is continually advocating their side of this issue. And I think it's become so confused that it's hard for people who aren't in it every single day like us to differentiate between what's fact and what's fiction.
And I think
So-
one of the important things to express is the fact that this is a building that is a rental facility.
And that's what it was from the beginning.
Exactly.
To make
It is not a park
self-sustaining.
pool.
No.
It is not a pass.
No.
It is something that is rented ahead of time, and a deposit is made. In no way, shape, or form has it ever been able to be used by pass.
No. Never.
By whom?
By a pass.
Oh,
Like something you
yeah.
would get at the park pool. When you go in, you get a pass for the day.
Right.
And that was, the proposed from the group last night, is that they wanted that. I think Jenny Barrett on the council did a great job of, just breaking it down simply to show them that they're basically getting a really good deal if they just think about it.
Anyone is.
Well, anyone is,
know?
but if they're,
Right.
Yeah.
putting in the kitty $3 each time they're coming in, and if you take that over the group of, if there's 20 people who show up, yes, that's 60, and they're only paying 25, then they just put that towards the next time. But I think one of the situations at hand is the fact that they do not want to become organized group. Therefore, they don't have anyone that's going to handle the money. And so I think that's one of the issues, is they're not seeing the whole picture.
Yeah.
So
And I would
unfortunately,
equate
it's
that
coming
to-
across
To
not
like
so
when
nice.
which pickleball certainly isn't a sport run by the park, but like men's league, we don't even allow or volleyball, we don't let individuals come in and pay their portion of their volleyball team.
No.
Right.
One person collects the money for the entire team, brings in the registration, brings in the payment. You know, it's just, I feel at this point, so many different things were brought up last night. I don't even think that the only thing that changed between Winter Wellness and this change was $2.50 an hour.
Exactly.
It amounts to a $5 difference for 2 hours. So many different arguments and accusations were made last night. I thank this board for compromising as much as possible, and I think that, you know, in Carrie's vision too of making
Right.
wellness more available and affordable to anyone, I am completely confident that we have done that.
Well, and I went back and looked. We've gone from $30 an hour for that gym down to $20 an hour,
Down to
down to
$12.50 an hour.
$12.50 an hour
Exactly.
for this particular incident. So, I mean, I felt like what I said in the email about changing it, having Catherine bring up changing it to $25 an hour was a good compromise until we got the wellness program put into place. So that way, then it all changes again because
And
if
that
they
could
could.
totally change things too.
Exactly.
We could make it even better.
So
But-
they may have only needed to use that for 3-4 weeks, maybe a month, before the wellness program was developed and finally put into place. So it was it should have been a short-term fix
That
to a
was-
long-term program.
That was our intent.
That is correct.
That was our intent, because Carrie's program is fantastic, but it takes some time to get organized and get it right, so we don't have the confusion.
Correct.
And especially while one of the major funders that I'd like to partner with is in the middle of a comprehensive plan. Like, we have to, they're kind of busy right now.
Right.
They've said, we want to talk to you in January, which, yeah, absolutely, but
Well, and I don't think, you know, everybody does not understand, or unless it seemed that way, that you cannot provide a calendar to the public stating names and phone numbers.
absolutely
You
not.
cannot do that. And, you know, that was one of the upsetting things for me watching it last night, was the fact that they were accusing our park staff
Yes,
of
I was very
of
upset by
things.
that.
And, you know, that should have never happened.
There's a lot of that going around right now,
Well,
unfortunately.
Well, I just hope that, and if anybody on the city council has any questions, I would encourage you to contact me, contact one of us on the board. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. We've been trying our best to make this all work. And we've all tried to move forward with everything in a very professional manner. So as time goes, hopefully we can get this ironed out, okay?
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to add? Okay. All right, let's move on to old business, or miscellaneous business, please. Do we have any of that?
Are we good for attendance for the November meeting?
Should be.
When is it?
The fourth Monday, I think that's after Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone has any.
Thanksgiving.
let's see.
Got a calendar here.
It
Is
is.
it
28th, it's right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Just thought I'd double check. And when does the December meeting fall?
The 26th?
Oh,
That's not gonna work,
Yeah.
we're gonna need to move that.
Yeah, so we'll need to
Okay.
back that up a week.
Well, let's figure that out at the next meeting then.
yes,
Okay.
write that down as something to talk about.
At the December meeting, you will be electing officers too. So, you know,
I will not be here the 28th.
of November?
Right.
Okay. Thanks for telling me. And then Angie McMullen will be sworn in at the January meeting. So you can't vote for Scott or nominate him
And
for
they won't be
anything.
here. They won't be here.
Well, no, they
There you
won't be
go.
here the
Sorry.
November meeting.
Yeah,
Oh,
they'll
that's
be here
right,
in
the November
December.
meeting.
Be in Hilton.
Hopefully you'll be, oh, okay. Hilton,
Yes.
He's still nominating.
he'll be back for the December meeting.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can, you
Yeah,
can
I'll be back.
nominate him. You can vote him. Okay, we'll move on to claims, including payroll. Need a motion to accept.
I so moved.
A second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor of claims including payroll, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, claims and including payroll is passed. Okay. All right, let's move on to public forum.
Hello?
What a pleasant change.
Okay, nobody out there. I need a motion.
Move that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.